Proud to be here with you today.
I'm very happy to be here too.
And I am really surprised because I see a lot of humble in you. How do you become very humble people unless you have a lot of success? Could you share with us this experience about your personal development?
Okay, I started Success Resources by accident. Yeah, I'm an engineer by training.
Okay.
And during those days, the oil price came down, and a good friend of mine came to me and said, hey, the oil price came down, and because the oil price came down, I work for an American company. American company, when the times are good, they treat you well. When the times are bad, they get rid of you very fast, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so true enough, I was being laid off, retrenched. And a good friend of mine came to me and said, Richard, now that you are not working, I have volunteered you to help a non-profit organization run a conference. So I went to run the conference, and somebody says, Richard, you are quite a good organizer.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it full-time? So I've been doing full-time from that day to today. So I got into this business a little bit by accident.
Okay.
Yeah. So over the years, I've learned and grow the business today around the world.
Okay, and so, but how did you find that you were a good organizer of these events?
Well, I used to work, when I was a little bit younger, I used to volunteer my time in church.
Okay.
So when you work for the church, they doesn't have any money, they don't have resources. So you got to be very creative, and you got to recycle paper. You got to work with other people. You don't have budget. You got to do everything yourself. Now that skill, where I was involved,
Okay.
when I was young, and later on when I began to run Success Resources, I used the same attitude to run the,
Yeah.
that we have to recycle, we don't have to waste, we have to do our best to cut costs, to be more effective. So it helps. So that's how I got started.
Okay, excellent. And finally, I want to ask you, what is the biggest challenge in your career as organizer of the events?
I think my biggest challenge is always with people. Today, if you got the right people,
Yeah.
about 90% of any problem are solved. If you have the right people to manage, if you have the right people to sell, you have the sales. So the biggest problem is always with people. Now you never know if somebody come to your office and say, hey, I apply for a job. You never know whether they are right people or not, even though they can give you very good certificate, testimony, you never know. So that is the biggest problem we have, is getting the right people.
Okay, excellent. And you are a very important person sharing this information with all your speakers to help the entrepreneurs to get that skill learning. And I really want to say you that congratulations, because you are a very good, a very important piece in this puzzle.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.